Right, Mish, so we've been in camp for a couple of weeks now. How have you found it so far?
I think it's been really good. It's been a bit different because you never normally get this amount of time in camp without going home at the weekends and without going home on your days off. But I think it's been a great opportunity for all the squad to bond and have a bit more time off the rugby field, and we're just all enjoying each other's companies. Obviously, it's pretty tough at times as well. Everyone miss their families and miss their kids and whatever, the dogs or girlfriends. So it's been tough in that respect, but I think it's also been really good for the team and from a bonding point of view.
It's been over 5 years since you made your debut for Scotland. Does it feel like 5 years? And how do you think you've changed as a player?
It doesn't feel like 5 years. It's gone so quick. It's nuts. I still think I'm one of the young ones, and I sometimes have to check myself and sort of remember that I'm not. So it's a bit weird in that respect that I am getting a tiny bit older now. And as a player, have I changed? I think I've changed bits. I've tried to get better at the stuff probably I wasn't so good at when in 2015. You've always got to be trying to work on your game and trying to improve. No one's the finished article, even the best players in the world. I think they'll always still trying to work on stuff. So for me, 100% there's always something to work on, and you will always have weaknesses. So it's just trying to get them up to where you want to be.
In that time, what games stand out to you? What Scotland games that you've played in?
A few big ones, an away win against Australia. I think that was in 2017 on Gregor's first tour. My first cap for me will always be a special day, even though it didn't end the way I would have wanted it and the fans would have wanted it. Obviously the big Calcutta Cup win in 2018 against England. We've had a few great wins against France, and then the Welsh win against Wales. Obviously our first away win there for a while, that was a great victory as well. But I think we're quite lucky, this generation of Scotland players, that we are having sort of games now where we're winning a lot of games and creating a lot of memories. So it gets a bit harder to recall them, which is a good thing. You know, it's not just one match. So I think that's great for the fans as well. It's probably a bit of a harder question to ask compared to a few years ago.
The jackal is a very important part of the game now, and one that you seem to be particularly good at. What's it like when you're in that position, knowing that you're probably going to get hit hard by the opposition?
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's something you don't really think about, or you probably wouldn't be very good at it. So that's probably why 7s or 2s or 12s, whoever it is, the jackalers are probably good at it, because we don't think too much about it. I think if you think about it, then you're probably going to get knocked over or hurt. So it's one of those ones that you got to keep working on, but sometimes you're either good at that stuff or you aren't as well. So I think if you have got that ability, keep working on it and stuff. But then I think some players also know that they're probably not meant for that role as well.
You seem to be just really enjoying your rugby at the moment. Kind of, what do you put that down to, and who are the guys in the camp that you're really close with?
Obviously, you get on really well with all the Edinburgh guys, because that's who you spend most of your life with, to be honest, apart from your family at home. That's who you do spend most of your life with. You're with them every day. So all the Edinburgh boys I get on really well with. It's great to see some of the exiles who I don't see as much, or some of the exiles who were at Edinburgh who I haven't kept in contact as much with, and it's great to have them back into camp. But it's also fun seeing the Glasgow boys. Obviously, we play them in the rivalry games and we hate them for most of the year, but when you come into camp, it's actually a really close-knit group of boys, and you realise that they're all not that bad actually after all. So I've just been enjoying getting on well with everyone, to be honest, and it's it's a good vibe in camp, and I think boys are, like I said before, boys are really building strong relationships because we're having to spend so much time together.
Just looking ahead to the weekend, obviously France are on a really good run and seem to be kind of the form team in the world at the moment. How excited are the team for that prospect and excited to play that game on Sunday?
I think all the boys are really excited. It's like you say, they're a great team. They're one of the top teams in the world right now, one of the informed teams in the world. They haven't lost many games over the last year or so, or year or two. So it's going to be a really tough match. It's going to be a very physical game. We know how good they are, but then they also have players with great finesse who can, run the length of the field or do really magical things. So they're a great team, but I think we're well equipped to beat them. We obviously beat them last time out, and they haven't won at Murrayfield since I think 2014. So it's a tough game for them as well. For a lot of those players in that French squad, it's a very young team, and they would have never won at Murrayfield, so we've got to try and keep that record going ourselves, and we're also in a good place. We've won 5 on the bounce now, so it's a game that we want to win, sort of have to win as well if we want to keep this run going and gain a bit of respect, beating one of the top teams in the world.